In this video we will add some controls, we will write some code, and we will add some colors. So let us open Visual Studio, type Visual Studio, right click on Visual Studio, select Run as Administrator. This is compulsory because we are using IIS as a server. So select Run as Administrator by right clicking on Visual Studio. Now this is a dialog box. In this dialog box it is asking us to give permission, so click yes. So Visual Studio is opening. Let us maximize it. Now let us create a website. File, new, website, select C#, select empty website, select location as HTTP. So this will select IIS as a server. Let us give a name to the website. We'll call this as math operation. Okay, so our website name is math operations. Our location is HTTP, so it will select IIS, and I'm selecting ASP.NET empty website. Click OK. So this will create a website containing only configuration file. Now let us add a web page. So in the Solution Explorer, right click on the website, select add new item. From the add new item dialog box, select web form, select language, okay, C# and select web form. Let us take the default name for the web page, default.aspx, click add. So web page is added and we are into the source mode. Let us go to design mode. Now open toolbox from view menu, view toolbox. Now close other windows, Solution Explorer, close Solution Explorer, close this output window. Now add a button, add 3 labels, add 2 text box. So these are the controls we want for this example. Let us close the toolbox. Let us go to source mode. So the controls are added outside the div tag but inside the form. Let us cut and copy so that they are inside the div tag. We'll use div tag later to access the whole set of controls. So that is the reason I am copying the controls into the div tag. Now let us make proper arrangement of the controls. I'll copy the button, I'll paste it below after all the controls. I'll copy the text box, I'll paste it below the label, first label. I'll copy the second text box, I'll paste it below the second label, and I'll copy the third label and I'll paste it below the button. Now for the label I'll give it as, okay, for label text we'll give the value as enter value, okay, and for the second label I'll call this as enter value, or we can say first value. This is the first value, this is the second value. Now for the text box ID, I'm giving the ID as first number, and for the second text box ID as second number, and for the button I'll give the ID as add button, and for the button text I'll give it as add, and for the label ID I'll give it as result label, and for the text I'll give it as result. So this is the arrangement of the controls which we have copied from the toolbox. Now let us enclose all of them inside a table. If you don't use table, let us see what is happening. Let us remove the table, go to design mode. So this is the arrangement of the controls in design mode. So let us use a table and arrange them properly so that they are in different rows. So we'll enclose this set of controls in one row, this in another row, this in another row, and this in another row. So what I'll do is TR. So to create a row, you have to type. So table tag is wrong, so we have an extra L. So this is table row, one table row, this is another table row, this is another table row, and this is another table row. Now let us go to design mode. We are not able to see anything. Now for each control, we'll add them in a separate cell. So to create a cell inside a row, we have to use TD. So for label and text box, I'm using a separate cell. So in each row, the first two rows, we have two columns. For the third row, I'll create only one column, and for the fourth row also I'll create only one column. Okay, now go to design mode. So we are not able to see the controls, but we can see the arrangement of the cells. This is first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell, first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell. This is one cell, and these are two cells. Now let us try to run this. So the controls are aligned properly. Now let us move them to the center of the web page. So for that, we'll add some CSS. So go to Solution Explorer, right click on the project, select add ASP.NET folder, select theme. So it is a special folder which will contain all the themes. Now I'll select this theme folder. So theme folder is created below app_theme folder. I'll give the name as personal. You can give any name. So this is our theme name. So this theme is present under app_themes folder. So inside this personal theme folder, I will add a style sheet file. Right click on personal theme folder, select add new item, select style sheet, C# language style sheet. So the style sheet is .css, click add. So here we have a body tag. So I will add a background color. Red. So this is a background color. Now we have created a theme folder personal. We have added a style sheet file to the personal folder. Personal folder is below app_themes folder. So app_themes folder is a special folder which contains all the themes for the website. So now let us try to run this. So there is an error here. What is the error it is saying? Okay, so it is saying that the web server is configured to not list the contents of this directory. See here, see the URL. So it is URL is trying to browse the contents of app_themes folder, which is wrong. So what you need to do is go to the web page. Now try to run. So the arrangement is exactly like the previous execution, and moreover we did not get the background color because we have created theme but we have not applied it to the page. So let us apply it to the page. To apply the theme to the page, go to the source. In the first line, write down theme is equal to personal. So now our theme is applied to this page. Go to design mode. In design mode we are not able to see the theme. Now try to run the web page. Now we have the theme applied, that is background color applied to the web page. Now what we'll do is, all this set of controls which are in div tag, we'll move them to the center of the web page. Now for that we'll go to the style sheet, we'll add div tag. So first of all we'll move them to the center. So margin top some 300 pixels and margin left is equal to some 600 pixels colon, it is not equal to, margin right is some 300 pixels, margin bottom is some 300 pixels. I have given some random values. Let us see what is happening. Let us try to run the web page. So now it is in little bit center of the web page, that is fine. Now let us give a border to this web page, to this content. So for that we have to give a border to the div tag. So to give a border, so there is tag for Mozilla, a separate tag for Mozilla. I'll give 10 pixels border for Mozilla Internet browser, and so this is another tag for a different browser. And this is another tag, hyphen border 10 pixels. So to work border in all the browsers, I have given these three attributes for div tag. Now let us save this and try to run. So there is no border visible here. Let us give some background. We'll give a background for the div tag. Green. Now try to run this. So we have a green background. The border is rounded by border. Let's just decrease the size of the border. We'll give the width as 300 pixels. I'm giving the width of the div tag as 300 pixels. So this is appropriate, fine. So our alignment is correct now. Now let us write some logic for the button. So to add logic to the button, go to the button. Here write down click attribute, on click attribute, press equal to. Now select create new event handler. So function will be added in the code behind file. This is a code behind file, default.aspx.cs, whereas default.aspx is a HTML file. Default.aspx.cs is a code behind file. The code behind file is not visible. What you can do is, in the design mode you can press F7. So this goes to the code behind file. Okay, so in the design mode you can press F7. So this is the function added here. Now I will try to retrieve the value from the text boxes. Value 1 is equal to, So this is our text box ID is fn dot text, and this is value 2 into dot pass, and second dot text int value 3 is equal to, so I want to add value 1 and value 2, value 1 plus value 2. I want to display this in result label dot text is equal to value 3 dot text, not value 3, just value 3 dot toString. So what I have done is, in the button click event handler, I'm trying to retrieve the text of the text box. I'm converting into integer, storing it in the integer value. I'm retrieving the text from the second text box, converting it to integer, storing it in the integer variable. I'm adding these two integer variables, storing it in the third integer variable. Finally, I'm displaying the contents of the integer variable, first converting into string and storing it in the label text property. Now save this, go to debug, start without debugging. Now enter some value here, 4, 5 plus, press add button. Now we have the result 7. Now 1, 3 is 4, 5, 1, 5 is 6. In this way we can add controls, we can write logic in C#, and we can give some colors to the web page by using CSS. So let us go to the IDE once again. So this is our solution explorer, this is our solution, this is our web page, this is a special folder recognized by ASP.NET. So all the themes for the website are below this app_themes folder. So we have given a name to the theme, personal, and this is a style sheet below that folder. This is our web page, this is a HTML page, and if you click this button, there is a code behind file visible. So this is a code behind file visible. So from Solution Explorer you can open the code behind file like this, or else you can go to the design mode, press F7. So this also opens the code behind file. How did we add this function? In the web page we have gone to source mode. For the button we have selected on click attribute and we pressed equal to, and we added this function. So this is all for today.